So let's get fucking into it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of the Barroom Boys. I'm Mondo here today with Beav and Hot, and today we don't know what we have for you. We're just kind of hopping in, coming back, shooting the shit. It's what we do on this podcast anyway. So, Beav, I know the Masters are like pretty much here right now. So, what are your thoughts so far as a pretty much golf professional?
Yeah, the Masters is very much here. Today was the first day. It was a beautiful day. It looks like from what they're saying, it's supposed to be rainy and cold the next few days, so we might get a series of delays and pretty chilly weather, which
Lower
doesn't fare
score,
well.
lower scores, or not lower scores, higher scores.
Yeah, some higher scores probably. It's not looking good for our man LT Gray because he's got the bad leg, he's got a shaky back, and he's from Florida, so he practices in all this warm weather. And when the weather gets a little more chilly, the leg gets a little more stiff, and Augusta's not a tough course to walk by any means. So we'll see how
Yeah.
it is. He shot 2 over today. I was watching most of his round, and I watched a little bit of the afternoon wave too. We got some low scores out there for sure. My pick, Jason Day, 5 under.
Mhm.
Our guy Brooks Koepka, I don't know how we feel about him, but he's 7 under, and it's
Yeah.
a good day. I mean, everybody loves the Masters. It's a great time.
Yeah. I can't believe John Rahm started the day double bogey and then went on to shoot after that 9 under.
Yeah, John Rahm had a 4 putt on the first green, and then he
Yeah,
proceeded to make 9 birdies.
that was
There were
nuts.
birdies out there. I don't know how it's going to be the rest of the week. I mean, normally, you can go low at Augusta, typically lower than the other majors because
Mhm.
they play the same course every year, and there's
Mhm.
definitely birdies available. But we'll see. I mean, the course looks as good as ever.
Yeah, it looked
Patience
ideal
out there.
today with the temperature and just like the pin locations. I guess it are the easiest today.
It
So
never not looks ideal. It
yeah,
always looks perfect. It's Augusta
Beav,
yeah.
National.
no bullshit, straight up. What do you think you'd shoot if you were to play on Augusta?
Um, I bet I could probably break 80.
80?
From the back tees.
From the tournament tees. I feel like no bullshit, straight up, I could probably shoot around like 80, maybe
Okay.
lower, maybe a little higher, maybe.
That's actually pretty fucking good.
Yeah, I'd probably shoot the 100, area. Because I know
Yeah,
around a 95 ish.
I'm sitting somewhere like the 150s, I think. Somewhere in that area.
Yeah, they were talking about it on some other podcasts. They said, how many holes could you go at Augusta without losing a golf ball?
0.
Yeah, the first tee
Literal
shot.
0. I'd shank on the first shot. I'd be shitting myself. I
Yeah.
Oh,
would.
well,
Like,
you're a lefty, Mondo. So on that first tee shot, like you can't really miss it left. I feel
you want to bet?
on
I'll
the
prove it to you.
on the
No.
on the second hole, you probably hit that shit way left. You
Yeah.
probably lose on the second hole.
I mean, I could
I
just
hit
go.
balls
I could go
backwards,
pitching
dude.
wedge all day. You're a 9 iron,
Yeah, bro,
not
you could you
miserable.
could just putt it around.
Yeah.
Dude,
Well, no,
listen,
there's some holes where you gotta hit it over water, but
I have the reputation, man. I'm a 2-club warrior. I have a driver and a pitching wedge to my name, and that's it. If you get beat by that, you need to retire from golf forever. And you know what? Beav and I the other day, we did a little scramble against our boys Hart and Cone, and we got the dub. Not
yeah,
saying
we
I
did it.
really contributed, but we got the dub. And that's all
Yeah, a
that
little
matters.
backstory. We played a little course kind of along the water, and it was the eighth hole with the beach on the left. And Mondo, he's a lefty, just slices the fuck out of it, launches it, probably either hit somebody on the beach trying to enjoy their Saturday, or went into the ocean and probably killed a fucking jellyfish or
Dude,
something.
I smoked a shark. I just know it.
And then
Like, straight up.
the
I
next
have such
hole,
a bad history with golf. Like when I used to live up in Jute, there was a course by my house, and one of the holes lines up next to the highway. So I get up there with my driver, I'm having a pretty good day, aiming to shoot around a 160. And I go and I drive it, right? Like straight onto the highway. you hear it hits like dunk. And I'm like, oh, well, that's not very good. And all you hear is the cars moving out of the way. We all hop in the cart. We go, okay, on to the next hole. We'll see you later. And just dip out of there.
They
Yeah.
actually, it's funny. They did like a documentary like probably like 20, 30 years ago at TPC Sawgrass. They got the self-proclaimed world's worst golfer, and they tried to like keep his score fully. And when they got to 17, the island green, they kept the score, and I think he made like he got in the hole over 100 strokes on one hole, 17. He was like putting it up the cart path and shit.
Well,
What?
yeah, I mean, 17's tough if you never played golf.
Oh, is
Yeah,
that the one
That's
that's
an island green.
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I am elite at that PGA
Do you
2K20.
think that island green is the most famous hole in golf?
No,
Pebble Beach, bro.
no.
No,
I
I'm
think
just talking about that one hole.
the most famous hole in golf is probably 12 at Augusta.
I was gonna say that's probably it's either 12 at Augusta. I feel like the what is it, number 7 on Pebble Beach?
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
like the
That's
one
That
on
good.
the
one,
cliff.
the downhill par 3, that one's pretty
Yeah.
famous.
Yeah, that one's crazy.
I feel
Isn't
like
there
those
one at
got to be the top
Shinnecock?
3 though.
Yeah, and then 17 at Sawgrass. Yeah, that's probably the top three, I'd say.
Yeah, those are some hard holes, bucket list holes for sure.
Yeah, so Mondo's trying to get into golf. He's been practicing. He's going out with the ladies on Saturday. Or
Let's relax. Lip's gonna be there too. It's a double date, I guess, for golf. We're going at 9:30. I don't like on a Saturday. I really don't want to get up that early, but
It's gonna be hot.
I think we may make the teams, Lip and I versus the two girls.
yeah, that's totally fair.
Well, Ashley plays and Julie like kind of plays, and then Lip and I just don't play. So
Oh,
it
so you,
actually may be
so
pretty
you could get smoked.
like it actually may be a fair matchup.
It's funny, Hod. You should have seen Lip the other day when we went out to play. This man like had a nice little gator polo on, and from the waist down, it was like he was an 80-year-old man. He was wearing fucking cargo shorts with like 10 pockets.
Bro, how do you
Dude.
not burn them?
Hey, we had to so Beav and I were the first ones there. So we got the last golf cart. So
Uh-huh.
everyone else had to walk their bags around. And
That's
every
tough.
time we'd finish a hole, we'd look back and we see Webby and Lip just strolling with their cart or like their little bag cart and just
Oh, they have
holding
the bag
a
carts, of course.
bag of beer, bro. Like
Softies.
or a cooler of beer.
I mean, that's fine. But I hate the people that use the push carts. Unless you're like
Oh, bro.
65, I get it. But
Use the
if you're
cart.
like, like walk around or take a cart if you want to get more exercise, don't use the push bags.
Yeah.
I mean,
Plus, they're expensive.
carrying your bag is tough, especially if you got a bunch of shit in there. Or
Well,
if you got
yeah.
bigger
I mean,
bags.
yeah. I mean, the cart is the most ideal, but I guess like I'm not trying to spend like $350 on one of those push things.
Hell
I'd
no.
rather spend it on like
A
what
golf
is that?
cart.
Probably 7, 8 rounds of golf.
I got one of those when I was younger and I used to play in tournaments. I used to like at first I carried my bag, and then once I got one of those push carts, it was revolutionary.
Well, yeah, if you're playing in tournaments, then yeah, I
That's
fucking get
different.
it. If I'm just playing like a casual round with my boys, just like shooting shit and like mainly just there to drink a beer per not or like a beer per hole, then yeah, I'm not using no push cart.
I agree. But the Masters is here, and I guess we can go around. And I already shared my pick was Jason Day, and he lit it up today. I don't know if you guys had any picks of your own.
Yeah, I had two, and the two people I bet on. One was Will Zalatoris, so
He withdrew. Yeah,
yeah, so I'm still waiting to get my refund from DraftKings on that,
Gotta play
hopefully.
hot. No
And
free
then my other
ads.
what?
No free ads.
Okay, sorry, from a random gambling website. Um, and then my other pick was Justin Thomas. And he had an okay day. He should have gotten a lot lower score, in my opinion. He missed some putts, had some bad chips, but he played pretty well. He was hitting the driver and from the tee really well. So we'll
yeah.
see.
Yeah.
First day. It's gonna get a lot harder this week. So Did
Oh,
you
yeah.
see Tiger shot on 18? The one where he like had one foot in the bunker and like he just tried to go for it.
Yeah, I was worried for him because he came
I
up hopping on that leg.
I know. I saw he was grimacing. I thought he would for sure just pitch out instead of like actually trying to hit it there, and he just went into another bunker and it cost him the hole. Really. I mean, he
Yeah.
made a good save, but
I feel like 20 years ago, Tiger would have put that on the green, no
oh
doubt.
yeah,
Oh, definitely.
yeah.
It's a different Tiger. He's just playing to have fun these days.
Yeah, his legs are so fucked from that accident. Oh my God. He broke like every single bone in his ankle.
I mean, this is what Tiger's 25th Masters, I think,
Yeah, something like that.
something like that, and he's won five. And so on that, he wins one every five, and he last won in what, 2019?
Yeah.
Oh, he's due. He's due soon.
Well, before that, he hadn't won since '05, so it was like that 14-year gap where he had a bunch of stuff going on in
Bad
his
Hey, by
life.
the
luck.
law of averages, he's due next year. Put it in.
I read a book, I read a biography of Tiger Woods, like finished it a few weeks ago, and it was
Uh-huh.
crazy, like how in depth it was. It went into like his scandals and like
Oh
his
yeah, I bet.
childhood, and uh, let's just say
No.
he had personal problems.
I mean, he went from hero to zero to hero. Now he's kind of like hurt.
Not now he's just like the father of golf. He's just like the president. He's like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
He's like the statesman.
yeah,
He's getting old too. He's like 47, 48 years old. He's
yeah. He's
not the
getting
same.
getting up there. But I actually, it's fun watching the Masters, especially today, and seeing like all the live guys there as well.
Mhm.
It's just like on the leaderboard, it just makes like if you're not a golf like regular and you're just kind of like a casual golfer, it's cool seeing like the top eight. Like I knew all the top eight guys, and I rarely like
Yeah, for
I
sure.
watch golf and follow golf, but like my friends will like who actually follow golf will just throw random golfers out, and I'll be like, that's gibberish to me. Um, but I actually like know the top 10 guys, so that's kind of cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a
Well,
fun 3 days. The Masters is always great. It brings out people from the woodworks who, occasionally watch golf and they're watching every single shot. So,
Oh
dude, I
yeah,
remember. You guys remember back the Sunday when Tiger won? We had a whole watch party for that up in the common room.
yeah.
Bro, that's like I have nothing to add to that. That's just so cool that we did that. That was just so sick.
Yeah,
he really is the GOAT.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he would have been my pick had he played a little beforehand, but I ended up with two, kind of like you, Hod. I went with Max Homa and
Yeah, he's
then
a good boy.
Kepka, my boy.
Okay.
Yeah, man,
Brooks.
Brooks. The thing about Brooks is like we haven't seen much of him because he's been on the Live Tour, but he
And he's
won
been
last
hurt
week.
like the past two Masters, three Masters, or whatever it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, and he's been hurt. They did like the documentary on Netflix on the PJ Tour. They had like an episode about him, and
Yeah, the full
like
swing.
it was like depressing because he's like, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to be healthy or like win again, and it was just sad. And now he's healthy. He won last week on the Live Tour, and I
Yeah,
mean,
it shows you how much of a mental game golf is because it's like you have to be in the right headspace to be on like one of the
Oh
tours,
yeah.
especially going into like the mecca of golf this weekend. So I'm
yeah,
glad to see
Mhm.
that he's actually competing because when he's like in a good headspace and he's hitting good shots, he's tough to beat, especially like in the past when he was winning basically like every major. It was fun to watch. So
yeah. That's the thing
Yeah.
about Brooks is it doesn't even matter what tour he plays on because he really only cares about the four majors,
the
and that's
four,
that's
yeah,
pretty much it. So this is like right where he belongs. And I think
yeah,
he honestly, like at this point, after seeing his first round, I think he's got like a real chance to win. Like
yeah.
Oh
How
I'd
yeah.
be
about that?
surprised.
How about the amateur Sam Bennett from A&M? He went off today.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he started like birdie eagle in a group with Homa and defending champ Scotty Scheffler. Like that's pretty impressive. I'd be shitting myself if I was even teeing off with the Masters previous Masters champion.
Yeah, I don't think Homo played that well today. Fan
He
favorite
didn't.
Max Homo.
I think he
Yo,
finished
can we
one under.
mm,
But I mean, he had glimpses of hope on the back. In the front, he didn't really play that well.
How we feeling about the Masters dinner menu for night one? The Scotty Scheffler special.
What was it like? His sliders that he had?
It was
Yeah,
like sliders, Scotty style.
yeah.
Like, so,
It
let me
was
pull it up.
it was like a tortilla soup or like a black bean, like kind of like Mexican style soup. And then it was like I think it was like either it was some sort of like ribeye or as like the main with like mac and cheese and shit, or there was like I think maybe even a fish option. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then the dessert I know was a cookie skillet with vanilla ice
Yeah,
cream.
I saw that. The cookie skillet looked fire.
Yeah, it did, bro. That looks
Yeah.
sick.
I was thinking, well, first of all, the best Champions dinner menu ever has got to be Hideki Matsuyama when he won a few years ago. He had sushi as an appetizer, and then for
Uh-huh.
the main course, he had Wagyu steak.
Yeah, that one was ridiculous. I saw that they were doing, I think it was Golf Digest on Instagram. They posted like the last like 10 or like the top which one was the best. And
Yeah,
that one was for sure like the best one.
that's always going to be the best one. I mean,
Well,
Japan they got it.
here's the follow-up, gentlemen. You both win the Masters. Next year comes your time. You get a phone call. Ring, postman. And then you have to decide the menu. What are your choices?
I was
Um,
thinking about this the other day. Ahad, if you want to go, you can go first.
Go ahead. If you were already thinking about it, I got to think.
Yeah, so I was thinking. I didn't think of the appetizer, but just in the past 20 seconds, I was thinking of an appetizer. I'd probably go like chips and salsa, like unlimited, that like how they have it at Chili's.
Yeah.
Like if you're not feeling the main course, you can just go in on the chips and salsa, which is what I normally do at Chili's anyway. And then for the main course, I'm from Florida. You gotta represent, I guess, a little taste of where you're from. So I'd probably go with some like mahi tacos or something. Maybe like a mahi sandwich, and then throw in some steak, maybe like a nice ribeye for those
Yeah.
who don't eat fish or something. What is
Yeah.
that, pescatarian?
Yeah.
Pussy.
For the pescatarians out there. And then for dessert, chocolate vanilla swirl.
Oh, beef.
You going on. I'd probably go like appetizer. I'd do probably two apps. I'd do some wings
Oh yeah.
because those always slap. And I'd do something like some street corn. If you've ever had street corn, you know that shit's gas. For my
What is street corn?
what?
Is that just like corn you like corn on the cob that you
It's
just buy?
like no, so it's corn like cut off the cob, so it's like kind of individualized, but like in a cup. And there's like a bunch of different like seasonings and like dressings that go
Oh,
on
okay.
it. It's basically
Okay.
like nachos, but with corn.
Oh yeah.
It's fire.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So I do that as my apps. For my like super salad, I do also, like you said, beef, pay a little homage. I do some New England clam chowder.
Oh yeah.
Um, for my entree, I do probably the same as you, a ribeye for one of the options. And then for my second option, I'd probably do pay a little more homage to the Northeast and do like a nice Maine lobster tail.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty expensive for 30 plus guys.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not paying for it. The champion. Come on.
Yeah.
Gotta eat. And then for dessert, I'd almost do like a Oreo ice cream cake,
Wow.
like something like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's a
Good
fire. I
menu.
mean, that's
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean, both of those are great lineups. Those are 10 out of 10 each.
what would be yours, Mondo?
It's a valid question, Hotska. Um, so for an appetizer, I'd probably do two, kind of like you. I'd also do wings. And then I'd do chips and queso. Can't go wrong there.
Yep.
Um, what's next? A super salad?
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know, like a Caesar salad. If you're a health nut, just grab some salad because the rest of this menu isn't for you. Uh, so then for dinner, we have cheeseburger sliders and a ribeye. And dessert, we have a brownie sunny. Basically, I'm saying if I was invited to this one, I would have had myself a time and a half.
Oh yeah.
Because I would have been feasting like a motherfucker, bro.
If you're a Masters champion and you don't serve steak at your champions dinner, you're doing it wrong.
You're not a champion.
Yeah.
Not a champion.
Well, I remember Tiger Woods at his first champions dinner. This was in 98 and he won in 97. He was only like 22 at the time. He served like chicken fingers and French fries and hamburgers.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. Like I'm down for that.
But like you got a chef that can cook anything in the world and like that's what you pick. I mean, come on.
I mean, he didn't know. I mean, he's when he won his first Masters, how old was he?
What, like,
He was 21 when he won.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, bar
I mean,
food.
that man probably asked for a beer pitcher and just fucking sat there and housed food all night.
That's true. That's true. But Hideki is just still will always reign supreme with the sushi.
Oh
and
yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
not a
come on.
sushi guy, but the Wagyu that's a nice touch right there.
yeah.
Love me some Hideki. I don't know how he played today.
He was all right. I saw him because one of my friends like picked him and bet on him to win. I think he's like middle of the road. I don't think he played particularly well, but I don't think he's one under. So he's
One
tied
under.
with Homa, tied for 26th. So, eh,
And something about Rory and Augusta, like he just can't seem to play well. It's like
no, he was so streaky today.
if y'all remember, I think this was like 2010 or something. He was leading the Masters with like 9 holes to go, and on the 10th
Yeah.
hole, he just fucking hooked the shit out of it, left into
Yeah.
like houses, cost him the Masters. He hasn't been the same since.
The nerves
feel
just
like-
get the better of him, man.
I feel like
I don't know
him
what it
and
is.
yeah, I feel like him and Spieth always choke. Like Spieth always is up there and then he
Yeah.
chokes. He was
Yeah.
what like 4 under at one point today, and then he hit 2 balls in the water and within 3 holes, and he just
Yeah.
kind of plummeted. He saved it a little. He finished at 3 under, but it's like I feel like that's every year. Like wasn't he the person when Tiger won it that was like he shanked 2 in the water on that hole or whatever it was?
Yeah,
Or
no,
was
he did that, but that like that was when Danny Willett won. He won in 2015, so he already got
that's
one in
what
the
it
bag.
was. Yeah.
And then the next year he could have won again, and he dunked 2 in the water on 12,
Yeah. On 12, yeah.
and then had some no-name win that hasn't done anything since.
Yeah.
Well, at least he's got one in the bag. I feel like Justin Thomas is is the same way. Like he's too good of a player to not contend in these.
Yeah. I feel you on that.
But I don't know, something about Augusta National.
Yeah. Mhm.
Brings out the best in some and the worst in others.
Yeah, and I don't know if y'all knew, but the chairman of Augusta National, he's a Gator alum.
Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah, he's on the
didn't.
board of trustees or whatever at Florida.
So when I worked for the baseball stadium at UF, he was actually came to a baseball game, and my boss was introduced me to him. And I saw him; he was wearing like a Masters tie. I'm like, oh, that's really awesome. And this was like kind of before my boss told me like he worked at the Masters, and then the guy ended up like telling me, and it was like, oh shit, like this is awesome.
Bro,
really
whatever
nice
that
guy.
man did in his life to become the chairman of Augusta National, he did it right. He did something
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Fuck. Can you imagine? Just
Yeah,
even
I
being a member. Like
That's
they
insane.
apparently they turned down Bill Gates a few times and he's still not a member.
yeah.
So like
How do you become a member?
I saw this actually on social media today.
On how to become a member?
No, not how to become
Oh.
a member. Like it's like exclusive, like A-list, like type stuff. But I saw this on social media. I want to get your guys' opinions. It's kind of like a would you rather. So it's like, would you rather play Augusta National once in your life or get tickets every year to go to Augusta, but you will never be able to play it?
I'd rather play it once.
I don't know. I think I'd rather go every year.
I feel like I'd have to experience it to like actually make a decision on that.
Uh-huh.
No, you have to make your decision now.
Yeah.
Now, right now, 3, 2, 1.
Oh.
I'm going every year. Do you see the food prices there, bro?
Well, yeah, I mean, when you're paying so much for tickets, like the tickets are
Yeah,
ridiculously
but if I'm
expensive.
getting tickets, like, am I paying for the tickets every year?
No, you just get
Okay, well, now I'm
yeah,
only dropping a 20 for a weekend of food, and then I'm just chilling.
$1.50 for a pimento cheese. The
Yeah, but
most
how they
expensive
get you is the
All right,
merchandise. They can spend
Oh
like
pimento,
yeah,
a
did
thousand
you
like,
dollars on merchandise.
speaking of that merchandise, did you see that line and like the stats? They make like $1 million every hour in, in for
That's
merchandise.
that's
for
You didn't
crazy.
real?
see that was going viral on social media today on like Twitter and Instagram and everything. It was like a
Dude, I've been
picture.
working all day. I haven't seen shit.
Uh,
Like, I haven't looked at anything
it was like
besides spreadsheets.
they make like $10 million a day just from like merchandise.
That's unreal.
Yeah, it's like ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, because it's so hard to get a master's ticket for 1 year. If you
Yeah,
go, you might as well just fucking run up a check and
yeah, exactly. It's like once in a
everything.
lifetime thing. So you might as well spend
Yeah.
the extra money like this one time and just have it. And it's also like a kind of like a relic of like, hey, I have this shirt that I'll always have from the Masters when I went.
Yeah.
That's how they get you. Spend a
Yeah.
thousand dollars on a ticket, but hey, the sandwiches are $2.
Beer's only $5.
That is crazy though. Like a domestic beer is what, like $4 or $5?
Yeah, $5. The most expensive thing on the menu was domestic wine and like a glass of wine, and it's $6.
You go to an NBA game, that shit's like $20.
15.
They don't
Yeah.
take cash.
Oh yeah. So at least that's
Yeah.
nice. But I also
But
found out you're not allowed to have your phone in at the Masters.
yeah, that's
Yeah,
kind of annoying.
only cameras.
Only cameras, yeah. I mean, I get it, but it's kind of like the tradition and everything, and like I guess phones are distracting and want you to experience like only golf and be in that golf mind rather
But
than be
like,
on
this
TikTok.
tradition started when there were no phones.
Exactly.
Like, if the Masters started when there were phones, everyone would be able to have a phone. Like, that's such a stupid thing.
I mean, it's a phone for a day, like, and just experience golf and like have fun like
Yeah, but I want to turn
that.
around, take a pic with, Tiger. Now I have to
Yeah.
hold up a big ass camera. Like, why? That's so
Disposable.
annoying.
Pull up with a Polaroid.
Facts. You get some nice flicks that way.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that Augusta does like that. Like they were like they were found to like dye their like ponds and lakes blue.
Yeah.
They dye the grass. They have like a team of guys that like go out and like fill in divots as soon as they're made.
Mhm.
Mm.
Like they have security everywhere that can like throw you out for doing anything, and like they'll find out who you are and like ban you from ever coming ever again.
Oh yeah.
That's not fair, bro. $4
They're weird.
beers, you're asking for trouble. Like, that's not fair.
Yeah, I don't know. All I gotta say is you better be on your best behavior when you're at Augusta National. There's a weird undertone there.
Yeah. Oh, without a doubt.
But to answer your question, I would definitely want to play it once and then never go to the Masters, but just play it.
Yeah.
Well, now after hearing all this shit, I'm with you. Like, I don't want to go there every fucking year. That sounds horrible.
I mean, you get given tickets every year. I mean, the tickets are the most expensive tickets like in sporting event. If you have the 4-day VIP passes, those will run you up a check. Those are like 5 figures almost. So, I
Yeah,
mean,
but they do have like a
celebrate it,
lottery
sell
that
it.
you can enter every year, and then if you like get selected in the lottery, you only have to pay like $80 for a ticket.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
almost
one of
impossible.
one of Julie's classmates won that lottery this year.
That's nuts.
So they're all headed to the Masters this weekend.
I've been
That's
trying for
cool.
the last 3 years. I haven't been successful.
How do you apply? Like, is it just a website?
Yeah, just go on the Masters site or something. Get on their email list.
Very nice.
Subscribe to their newsletter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should make a newsletter.
Oh God.
We
I'm not
gotta
doing that one.
make a schedule for a podcast first. Like,
We
we,
should put
we gotta go one thing at a time here,
we should
Beeb.
put our social media intern Gary in charge of the newsletter.
Our social media intern Gary is, I mean, I guess he's an intern, but he's not really doing anything.
Exactly.
For
I'll
those of
give
you
him
that
something to
don't
do.
know, Gary's been in charge of the socials for the past 6 months. I want you to tell me how many posts he's made. Leave it in the comments below because I guarantee it's less than 5. How do I
What about
know?
our
Because I fucking checked.
what about our TikTok guy Dan?
Oh, Dan. I mean, Dan's been gone for a while. Hey, if you're looking for an internship and actually want to take it serious, please reach out to us, whether it's in the comments, DMs on socials. We're looking for people that actually want to take this serious and like help us grow the podcast. Obviously, we can't pay you right now, but when we inevitably blow up because, positive reinforcement, then you get paid. Like, it's that simple.
I'm
So
gonna be honest. I
please
didn't
just
even know
help
Dan
us.
was our TikTok guy.
Dan's our TikTok guy, and I posted all the fucking TikToks. Like, it's crazy.
I feel like if Dan actually like did some stuff for our TikToks, like I feel like he's pretty skilled at that. I know he makes TikToks of his own.
I feel like unless it's a gym TikTok, it's not really gonna go well.
We can do a gym episode. Hey, you want to know something funny?
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, did y'all know about you guys hear about like 6ix9ine the rapper, how he got like assaulted at a LA Fitness?
Yeah.
Yes, bro.
Bro, that's my LA Fitness.
You're joking. You're joking, dude.
No, I swear.
Bro, I would have been in straight tears if I saw in the video 6ix9ine walking by all bloodied up. You just see Beeve on the fucking elliptical in the background.
Yo, because I saw the video and I was like, okay, so first of all, like all LA Fitnesses, like I'm sure they all look the same, whatever. But when he was in the bathroom and he was walking out into the main area, I was like, that looks a lot like my fucking gym. And then they showed like him. I saw a video of him like coming into the gym, and I was like, okay, now I'm kind of getting convinced that this is my LA Fitness. And then a couple days ago, I read the police report, and it said the one in Lake Worth on Lantana, and I was like, holy fuck.
I would have died laughing if like before they got the video, they just had the picture of the 3 guys. Like Beeve walks in like right before them, just not knowing what's about to go down. Just heads to the bathroom to put his shit in the locker and just sees 3 guys pull up on 6ix9ine.
That's awesome, bro.
I couldn't believe it. Like, what is he even doing in my area?
We should have had you reporting
Pretty
at the
sure
scene
he
of the
like
crime.
lives down there, doesn't he?
Yeah, but when I first heard about it, I was like, all right, this got to be like in Miami or Broward or something, not
That's
fucking
true.
Lake Worth.
Well, isn't Steve from like Del Rey?
Steve will
I
do
know-
it.
And I know he's like boys with Steve.
I don't know.
Some shit like that. But
I don't know. Maybe he was trying to go somewhere where he couldn't get assaulted, but it
Yeah,
backfired.
he just wanted to fit in
Yeah,
with his colored hair and tattoos.
yeah. If you get a face tattoo, you make a commitment for the rest of your life that you're never gonna fit in.
With the number 6ix9ine on
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
like,
he
that's
has like
crazy.
6ix9ines all over his body.
Mhm.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, and he's
Yeah.
a snitch.
Yeah.
I guess that's why
Oh.
people don't like him.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, that's part of it. He's also just a fucking weirdo.
Yeah,
that he's denied.
and like he doesn't even have hits either. His songs
No.
are all ass.
Yeah, I agree. They're fucking terrible. Yo, I feel like we wouldn't be doing the podcast justice if we didn't at least hit on this a little bit. Angel Reese, Caitlin Clark, LSU, Iowa, Twitter in a frenzy, all hell's breaking loose.
Yeah.
But you know what stays sturdy? The bar's an open bar. Beeve, tell us a little bit about open bar.
Have you ever wanted to be the guy with the cool man cave but never had the space to do it? I got something for you.
Damn right.
The Open Bar is a state-of-the-art fold-down bar, desk, and table company that uses the highest quality material and is 100% customizable.
No way.
Take it from somebody who likes to have a drink before a round of golf.
That's
The open
me.
bar is the best product on the market. And if you're interested, email cmondo at jmatinc.net today to design your new bar.
Thank you, Beef. What a read. Unreal. Great job, buddy.
That was a good transition.
That was all. You guys like that?
Yeah, that was smooth.
Thank you, thank you. I do
So I
want to
guess,
hit on that topic though.
yeah, the Caitlin Clark
Yeah.
Angel Reese.
So just to recap it in case somehow in some fucking miracle you didn't see this anywhere. Iowa and LSU played each other in the national championship for the Women's March Madness tournament. And the storyline coming into it, Caitlin Clark basically got in human form, dropping 30, 10, and 10 a game, like just balling out of control, set multiple records, not just for women, but for men's basketball as well. So all the storyline focus is on her, and she, makes big shots, celebrates, and LSU was getting no coverage. They felt as if, it was all spotlights on Iowa, and Iowa was like projected to kick their ass. And then, pretty much LSU was jealous of what Iowa was doing and all the coverage they got. Well, fast forward to the game, LSU obviously wins, but the main storyline that came out of it was Angel Reese obviously walking around, pointing at her finger, basically saying, "We won the championship. Fuck you, Caitlin. You're not all that." Which, whatever. It is what it is. The crazy part is that it had the whole internet divided between people who didn't really give a shit and people who thought it was like classless and the worst thing of all time. And pretty much that's where we are today. It's one of the biggest storylines even today. And yeah, that's kind of what sets the stage for this. I'll let you guys talk on it and then I'll kind of give my thoughts at the end. But go ahead.
I mean, in my opinion, it's like I kind of get the argument of both sides. Like, yeah, you're super competitive and you like do that. Like, I'd probably do it too. And like, you just spur of the moment shit.
Mm-hmm.
If someone's like getting all this attention and like say they're the best player in the nation, your team just beats them. Of course, I'm gonna talk a little shit.
Yeah.
I think the way that it's been blown out by the media is kind of ridiculous. And taken like way out of context and everything like that. However, I will say that Angel Reese could have done it more slightly and less like kind of added like I guess more subtle.
Yeah.
That's the word. But at the same time, like they're both young college kids. Like, I mean, Caitlin Clark's the best player in the nation. I mean, she can't go number one this year, but she's gonna go number one next year.
Yeah.
And you're at the end of the day, your team just won the national championship. But I mean, people are comparing it to like, oh, if I'm because it's like basically, I mean, a lot of the coverage is getting blown out because of like they're comparing it from like women to men. Like if a male did that, like a Draymond Green or like someone that's kind of like a Dennis Rodman, that's someone that's like kind of has that demeanor towards them and that stereotype, it would have just been like kind of blown over, if that makes sense.
It
So they
would have
would
been
have
a
just been like,
technical
oh,
too.
yeah, it would have just been like, oh, did it again. Here's a fine, technical foul. That's it. But yeah, that's kind of my take on it.
Steve?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like Angel Reese, obviously, if she's a good player, LSU, like they were the best team. They won the championship. I
Mhm.
just have a problem with people saying that, like, oh, like she did the exact same thing that Caitlin Clark did because, like, if you see the tape, it wasn't the exact same thing. Like Caitlin Clark just did like a little hand wave in front of her face.
Yeah.
Angel Reese like purposely like stalked Caitlin Clark down at the end of the game and was like, trying to get in her face.
Yeah.
I get it. Like
Mhm.
the juices were flowing. Like you just won a national championship. Like this is your moment, right? Just try to soak it up. I also think it's being blown way out of proportion. Like it's just in the moment competitive juice type thing. Caitlin Clark kind of brushed it off like it didn't mean much to her.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean they're the champions. Like you can't really say much to them. They won.
Yeah.
They beat everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, they had a solid team. I mean, it was a good game. I watched it on a plane actually, so that was kind of fun to watch on the plane. But Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it got people watching and talking about women's basketball. So at the
Yeah,
end
it
of
was the
the day,
most.
it was a net
Yeah.
positive.
What was it, like 12 million people watched it, I think, which is like the
Yep.
most ever by like
Yeah.
like 3, 4, 5 million
It was like ESPN's highest rated college basketball game ever. Or like
for
even
women's. Yeah.
beat out sports like
confirm.
baseball and
Can confirm.
I don't know.
But I'll start off with kind of my first thought, which is Angel just looked fucking desperate for attention chasing her around. And it's like, why don't you just go celebrate with your team and like fucking, do it over there? But that was my initial thought. But in actuality, and I ended up tweeting this out to everyone, there is nothing better in terms of what can make something grow than drama.
Yeah.
Drama is what gets everyone tuned into anything at any time at all. And I love what Angel Reese and LSU are doing for women's college basketball.
Yeah.
I love the idea of them taking this villain arc by the balls and running with it into next season, because it's going to do nothing but draw more eyeballs.
Yep.
And that's exactly what we want to see. We want to see the White Knight, Caitlin Clark. And I don't mean that racial. That I meant white. You know what I mean. That was not a racial.
I don't know what you meant.
Don't get me canceled, B. That was not a racial. You know what I mean? Versus, the LSU team that the internet is up in arms about and can't stand. That's what's going to draw people. That's how you're going to make your mark. That's what's shooting women's sports through the roof right now. This March Madness for women was by far the biggest March Madness they have ever had, not just in terms of viewers, but in terms of brackets submitted, in terms of like tickets bought, just in every single aspect. This blew any previous March Madness out of the water. And for that, you have no choice but to lean into this drama. It's that easy. That's what's going to catapult you to the top, is the drama. So I will say, what's her, Jill Biden is a fucking idiot. Bringing the runner up to the fucking White House?
That's crazy.
Are we kidding?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's
Only participation trophy. Get some
that's
fucking balls. That's crazy.
I literally think
That's pathetic.
if anything, they should just invite Caitlin Clark at like a separate time. But
like that makes so much sense. But you're gonna actually say, yeah, we want both teams to come out to the White House and celebrate together in unity after we just saw the shit that went down on the national stage and how they all fucking hate each other. We're gonna bring them together at the White House. It's gonna be a fucking great time. Shut up. Shut up. You're so dumb, Jill Biden.
But
I will say though, and this is not to hate Angel Reese, I don't think she should have won the most outstanding player of the tournament. She got outshined in the final. I watched the game. Like, I'm sure you guys
I think it
watched.
should go to the point guard. What's her name?
She missed some easy ass layups. You're talking about the girl that looks like Ice Spice?
Yeah.
Yeah, her. I mean, she was
Is that
draining
her?
threes left and right.
Who was the one that like was
The point guard that went like 20 and 10.
Yeah,
Who's that?
wasn't she like gonna make like a song or something with like Drake, or who was it, Lil Wayne?
Yeah.
Yeah,
She
I don't
was
think
like
that was her.
the
I think that was
original
somebody
one
else.
that hated Caitlin Clark.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, she didn't guard her on the 3-pointer. I'm offended for her. Like, shut up. Just fucking
Yeah, that's
play
crazy
ball.
too. Like, how are you gonna get butt hurt over something that didn't even happen?
Like, it
between-
wasn't
Well, you
even
see,
for your team.
That's
bro.
the thing. Like you see that all the time in the NBA or in college basketball. Like,
Yeah,
if
it's a
you're worse-
normal tactic.
Yeah, it's a
You know
normal
you
tactic.
have a terrible 3-point shooter, so you don't guard it to get the rebound. It's like a day one tactic from the NBA.
I mean, you saw that with Shaq all the time when he do that high screen pick and roll, and then he'd get the
Yeah.
ball. Like defenders would just back off because damn well he ain't shooting.
It's just crazy that like they're just that mad about what Caitlin Clark did in the other game,
Yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Yeah,
But
they're trying to find some motivation, and I guess it worked because they did win.
no, congrats to them. It's not easy, obviously, winning the national championship. They deserved it. They played incredibly well. Were dominant on both sides of the court. Like, it's just, I love drama. I love watching it happen on the internet, and it was beautiful to see it blossom into something that basically catapulted women's basketball to the top of the world.
Yeah.
So that was cool to see, but
I still won't watch the WNBA. I'll watch Women's March Madness. I will not watch the
yeah.
WNBA.
It's a different beast. They care more. They care so much more.
They also do. It's also like the competition aspect of it. Like WNBA season, it's long. I don't think more than 50% of like all Americans know what time of year it's in. Plus, it's like the whole effect of like March Madness. Like,
yeah,
it's like it's the end of March. Like, it's like that's solely college basketball season. And there's games every single second of like basically every day for like 4 days in a row, which is like one of the best weekends of the year in terms of sports.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're gonna pay
And the women's tournament definitely outshined the men's tournament this year. I mean, nobody's talking about
easily.
UConn, San Diego
Yeah.
State.
I mean, you're in Connecticut. Like,
I don't want to talk.
does anyone really care up there?
Yeah, a lot of people care. As one that has many relatives that have went to UConn, and my sole reason for not, or one of my reasons for not going to UConn and hating UConn is because
You
how many
wanted to follow
in my
Aaron
family.
Hernandez.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, exactly. Connecticut to Florida pipeline, baby. Me and Aaron. But yeah, they're taking it kind of crazy if you went to Connecticut or like go there to UConn. Obviously, you've seen like the videos and stuff on campus of them tearing down like the beams and posts and everything like that. Like, I know like 25 people have been hospitalized because of like the rioting and partying. I had a bunch of friends that were on campus, like either at Gamble Pavilion watching the game or like at bars around UConn. And they said it was a fun time. I'm happy for them. I'm also kind of mad because obviously I want the Gators to win a championship before any of my other friends' schools win. So I have bragging rights eternally, but I guess that didn't happen. But yeah, I mean, UConn deserved it. I mean, they're the best team by far. They won every game by double digits. Sanogo's a beast. Jordan Hawkins balled out. What's his name? Andre Jackson. He had a great game in the finals. Dan Hurley, Bill Murray's son on the coaching staff. Shout out. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, Bill Murray's son is like one of the assistant coaches on UConn. That's
Well,
why
I know
Bill Murray's at every
Hurley's like dad was a coach, his grandfather was a coach. Like, it's family tradition.
Yeah.
It's funny you say that about Florida though, because something I did come across this weekend was it was a list of schools and like a certain era of that school to where they were essentially trying to figure out which 4 years of school for any.
Just keep going.
Hey, Gary, for those of you who are just listening, Gary Gouty just hopped into the podcast.
How did I
Gary, how's it going?
It is going quite swell on this beautiful Thursday.
That's good, Gary. What you up to, buddy?
I don't know. I was scrolling through the interwebs and I came across this link here. And it said that my biggest op was going to be in this Zoom, and he goes by the name of Jack Braverman.
Good to see you, Gary.
No.
It's nice to connect. You've been watching the Masters at all, Gary? You've been updating our social media or been doing anything?
It's funny that you ask because I feel like you should ask yourself the same question, Beef. When was the last time?
Why you, Gary? Why did you just pop in here looking like Kenny from South Park? That's what I want to know.
I have a series of 5 questions that I'm going to ask Jack Braverman.
Okay.
Jack Braverman.
Hold on, pause. Tell us a little bit about Open Bar.
Oh yeah. Guys, Gary, as a matter of fact, are you or your lady struggling to make your homemade bar look appealing? Well, we've got the solution for you at Open Bar. Email cmondo@jmatinc.net. That's cmondo@jmatinc.net today to make that weak ass bar cart turn into a fold down masterpiece, custom made to fit all your needs.
Amen.
Okay, continue. Thank you, Hod.
Zach Braverman,
Oh, fuck.
do you masturbate with lotion or with your bare hands?
With my bare hands.
Hmm.
Fact.
Jack Braverman, do you have a driver's license?
Maybe.
What is your driver license number?
I don't know it off the top of my head.
Hmm. That's a shame. Jack Braverman, if you had to travel to either Libya or Kenya, where would you go and why?
Kenya for the food.
What's your favorite Kenyan dish?
I believe it's like a pig liver.
Hmm. Pig liver.
The people are much friendlier too.
Hmm. Interesting. Jack Braverman, if you had to have a threesome with Brooks Koepka, Bryson DeChambeau, or Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus, who would you have a threesome with?
Um, Definitely the older guys. I'd go with Gary Player and Jack Nicklaus.
Why?
Brooks and Bryson are like way too big. I feel like I can be the dominator with the older guys.
Final question. If you had to sit on a hockey stick or a golf club, which one would you sit on and why?
um,
Or a tennis racket?
Probably a golf club.
Why?
No reason.
Hmm.
Well, thank you, Gare.
Yes.
Yeah, Gary. Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Gary Gouty. When was the last time you uploaded to the Barroom Boys social media and why?
I think about 10 years ago because that was the last time that you hopped on a pod.
And why?
I just gave you the reasoning, you dumbass.
All right, Gary. Well, it was nice
Thank
having
you.
you on.
Yeah, thank you for coming on, Gary. We
Thanks,
appreciate you.
Gare.
Love you, Hod. Love you, D's. Beeve. Go sit on a tennis racket.
Oh, I love you, Gare.
What
Bye.
who,
What the fuck just happened?
which one of you gave him the link?
Wasn't me.
It wasn't me. So
Bro. How the fuck did that just happen, bro?
You
That's
gave him
so
the link.
funny.
You gave
I
him the
didn't.
link, Mondo.
Oh,
Mondo,
I
I did.
100% did. That went so much better than I thought it would. I was just like, hey, if you're down to hop on at all, like, here's the link. He's just
God.
like, here, okay.
Well, I don't know why he didn't ask you guys any questions.
Because you're as big as Dob. Were you
Yeah,
not
you're the
paying
biggest top,
attention?
dude.
I mean, I thought we put that in the past.
Yeah.
Apparently not. Apparently he has beef still.
Yeah, let's try to move on from that.
Yeah, I have another story before we get into the draft. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but it's kind of wild in terms of college football recruiting. So, keep in mind, this is on April 1st, the story I'm about to tell you. So this is why, like, no one really knows if it's true. So there's this recruit. He's a defensive lineman in the class of 2024. His name is Jauhar Franklin. So now Jahar, he had offers from some good schools, not like top 25 schools, but some good schools. And on April 1st, he announced his commitment to Florida State for football, which is pretty dope, right? Here's the issue. He does not hold an offer from Florida State. So the coaches were trying to figure this out because he had never even visited Florida State, and the coaches had no idea who he was. So it's a weird situation, and it's kind of crazy. But no one, and he hasn't said it's a joke or anything like that. So it's kind of nuts.
Does he have a highlight tape, Jahar Franklin?
No. But there's like a bunch of tweets. It's like, this kid is planning on committing to FSU today. He is not a take and does not hold an offer from FSU. Just warning y'all, it's a weird situation. And he posted it on his Instagram story saying he's 110% committed to the Seminoles. So
I mean, I could say that too. I could post on my Instagram story, be like, I'm 110% committed to Alabama.
yeah.
They didn't give me an offer. Like, I probably won't play for Alabama.
Yeah, but that was kind of a crazy story. And
Maybe he's doing it to like gaslight them into giving him an offer.
maybe, but I mean, I feel like if they didn't give him an offer in the first place.
I actually think he's gaslighting either Miami or UF to give him an offer.
Yeah.
I think it's the other way.
He's doing it for like to get control of the ops, like what Garrett just kind of did.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. I mean, Beeve's still a little stunned. Like, these guys, like, maybe UF's gonna reach out soon.
Yeah, that's a good point because we've never heard of a recruit like committing, before they even had an offer, before the school even knew about the kid.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
that's why it's so weird.
This could set a precedent of like people just like committing just to have the scouts or the school like look at their tape and like actually offer them if they're good enough.
Yeah.
I hope it works out for Jahar.
Yeah, he could be a beast wherever he ends up, if he's actually ends up at FSU or wherever. So
interesting.
Guess good luck to
For some reason this kind of reminds me of what is it, Bishop Sycamore?
Yeah, that's why I was gonna say it.
Good old Bishop Sycamore.
Yeah.
That still feels like a fever dream.
We need that documentary to come out.
I want to see that game tape again. That's so funny.
It's horrible. It was such a good game to watch, though. It was so funny.
I love how they advertised it so well. Like, oh, it's on ESPN.
They blew it up as like the
Friday
biggest
Night
rivalry
Live.
in sports.
There were so many media outlets there.
You can never trust a team from Canada.
Their team just wasn't a team.
No, bro, they were horrible. They didn't even exist either. Oh
Playing
my
like
God.
IMG was like basically all the best kids in the country.
Yeah, I mean, just the fact that they were able to convince ESPN that they were worthy enough of playing IMG on TV is incredible.
It's
Incredible.
ridiculous. Oh my God. All right. You guys want to hop into the draft?
Let's do it.
Do it.
All right. Today's draft topic is the open bar. What started as a brainchild with my dad and I designing a bar for my bedroom in the fraternity house turned into somewhat of a small business that is currently marketing on our podcast. This episode is presented by Open Bar. It is a fully customizable bar built exactly how you want. Pulls straight down from the wall. You can get a tap installed, automatic, one of the pull down taps where you hang the bottles upside down. You get shelving units. Whatever you want in your bar, you can make it happen. All you have to do is reach out to cmondo at jmatinc.net. cmondo, CMONDO, at the little @ jmatinc, JMATTINC.net today, and we will customize a bar for you. Now, today's draft topic is actually 2023 March Madness.
Mhm.
Basically, whatever you want to take, best moments, coaches, players, whatever the fuck you want to do, just go for it. Rock, paper, scissors.
Just pick it. This is gonna be way too difficult.
Yeah.
All right. Let's just go. Beeve got assaulted by Gary, so he'll go first. And I guess we'll just do Hod then me, because that's the order
Okay.
on my screen.
Okay.
All right. Well,
All right,
my first,
Hod, you writing this down?
Yep.
Okay, cool.
all right, my first overall pick has got to be Caitlin Clark. She took the basketball world and the sports world and the world in general by storm with her dominant performance. She is Hermithy. She is Stephen Curry. Stephanie Curry. There already is a Stephen Curry. And I mean, she is just the golden child of basketball right now. She still has another year to play for Iowa, so she'll probably break some more records next year. And she'll be in the WNBA soon enough, and can't wait to see her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I feel like there was 2 picks that were either gonna go 1A, 1B, or 1A, 1B, and I'll just take UConn right now. I mean, they won it all. A perfect year for them in terms of the tournament. Won every game by 10 digits. Most all-around team in college basketball this year. So take them with the second pick.
Okay, both great picks. I'm gonna take the Angel Reese and LSU national championship drama,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna take FAU's run to the Final Four.
Yeah.
Historic, especially in South Florida. Absolutely historic.
Yeah. With my next pick, I'm gonna go with someone who had probably one of the most craziest tournaments as of recent times. Broke a couple records from it. I'm gonna go with Marquise Noel from Kansas State. He was balling, being only like 5'8", 5'9" point guard, and having the assist record. We dropped 20 assists in one game, and like he was making ridiculous shots, keeping Kansas State and helping them make it to the Elite Eight, coming up just short. But yeah, he was awesome and really fun to watch. So I'm gonna take him.
All right. My next pick, I'm going to go with the legend himself, Jim Nance. This was his last Final Four. And as per usual, he made a wonderful, he had a wonderful performance commentating. Jim Nance just has the dream life. Like, he goes from March Madness to the Masters to the biggest NFL games on Sunday alongside Tony Romo. Man lives on Pebble Beach. Like, just a dream life, dream voice. What a guy, Jim Nance. My next pick is also a person, and he goes by the name of Jordan Sarnoff. He's a junior at Fairleigh Dickinson University, and he is their director of athletic media
Oh.
relations. He's about 5'2", but he's got a lot of heart, and I'm sure he's good at his job. And Fairleigh Dickinson, they had a hell of a run to beat Purdue, and
Yeah.
then they FAU. But beating the 1 seed is enough.
Yeah. With my next pick, I hate to do it to the FAU boys, but I'm gonna go with Lamont Butler's game winner. I mean, that was kind of a crazy last second shot. I thought for sure the game was over when he had 2 seconds left and didn't know what to do with the ball. That was a pretty step back. So, and to get a buzzer beater and advance to the championship is legendary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His jump is so wet.
Oh yeah.
Beeve, you kind of hit on it, but my pick is FDU pulling the upset, second time ever. 16's beating a 1 in the first round.
Mm.
And then I guess something that would go hand in hand and just kind of puts together the scope of how crazy this March Madness was. There were no perfect brackets left after 2 days.
Yeah.
Once that Friday was done, there was not a single bracket left. That's insane.
Yeah, no perfect brackets after the first round. Kind of nuts. My next pick is going to be a team, and that team I have never heard of before this NCAA tournament, but I picked them to win and beat Virginia because I knew nothing about them.
Furman.
The Furman Paladins. Those guys are my
Oh.
homies. I said in like every single group chat I was in, I'm gonna be the biggest Furman fan for the next 2 hours. And that made my March Madness got off to a great start. So shout out Furman and anyone that goes there.
Yeah, I mean that's a good pick, Hod. I was gonna take that. I mean, I guess you took the team. I'll take the play. It was
Yeah.
a free throw, and then Virginia went to inbound it with a couple seconds left, and the guy that inbounded got the ball back, and he just literally chucked it up. A Hail Mary in basketball to the
Yep.
other team led to a game-winning three, and cost their season. So I'm gonna go with that particular play. And my last pick, I'm gonna go with the LSU coaches. I believe her name is Kim Mulkey. I'm gonna go with her tiger suit, and because that was special, and she like literally shoved the ref and didn't get a technical foul for that. I don't know how she's still able to cut the net and win with her team.
Yep.
So I'm gonna go with Kim Mulkey and her tiger suit, her glitter tiger suit.
Nice. With my last pick, I'm just gonna go for a fun one. It's not like a team or a player or a moment or anything like that. Well, it's kind of a moment, but I just love when like something crazy happens at the end of a college basketball game. What do the announcers say? The absolute most random word that you could possibly think of. And that word for every single game winner is onions. Every single announcer, if a big shot goes in, just screams onions. And I find that fantastic. So my last pick is onions.
Yeah, I mean, for my last pick, I mean, like the celebrations. Like some of the shot celebrations I've seen this year, like I've never seen March Madness like this before. People
Yeah.
are talking shit, getting in your face, and I fucking live for it. I love it. So any sort of celebration, any sort of act of disrespect, I live for it, and I love watching it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, guys, that puts us what? Honorable mention time? Pod
Yeah,
read
honorable
real quick.
mention. I got one for sure, and that's the Princeton Tigers making a
Yeah.
big run. Um, Shout out Princeton. One of my good friends from back at home goes there. So that was kind of cool.
I mean, I don't really have any honorable mentions, I guess. That one guy from FAU dropping some expletives in his post game interview.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I have honorable mention
Go ahead.
to this kind of goes out. It's almost not even an honorable mention because this was just so bad. All of the college basketball analysts getting their bracket busted on the first day. Like
Yep.
every single expert I saw,
Yep.
Alabama, Purdue, Kansas, like that's the Final Four. They just
Terrible.
got smoked.
I'm actually gonna go a little different. It's not a big moment, but damn, man. Am I happy to see Keontae Johnson back on a court?
Yeah, that's a
I
W.
love it. Anyone that doesn't know, Keontae's a former Gator, collapsed on the court. I think it was what, cardiac arrest?
Yeah,
Yeah,
scary.
he got revived. He's been out of basketball for a while, and he's back on Kansas State and was playing during the run this year. It was just awesome to see, man. It really was. So, yeah, that's going to do it for today's draft. And that's also going to do it for the episode today. So, boys, I'm glad we're back. Let's try and get on a schedule. If you're watching this, please help us stay on a schedule. We got big plans. We want to try and incorporate more interviews and different, segments. So if you have any ideas, please drop them in the comments below. Please like the video, subscribe, just share it with everyone help us, get a little traction, and then we can make it, I guess, the episode tailored to the audience a little more. So with that, we will see you guys on the next episode.
Peace.
Peace.